Boom! Oh, okay, nearly through the wall. Hey, Skye.
Hey, Thundercloud.
Thundercloud and Skye, how about that? Welcome to Chillin Tuesday. I need to chill, eh? Got some zen? Yeah, excellent. Welcome to Chillin Tuesday on this very lucky day. It's the 7th of February 2023. And it's a lucky day because yesterday, Chrissy from Ballarat sent us a box of books, and some of them are even from her sister. Let's begin with acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land, though, on which we transmit our message today and our poetry. The Kamilaroi, the band by people, to acknowledge the continuing connection to the land of the elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge sovereignty has never been ceded. And that's that, and I would like to, again, I'm going to do it again, even though we're re-recording the second night, is congratulate Lydia Thorpe on giving the finger to the Greens and speaking her mind, because party politics stops you speaking your mind. And I said this before too, I stood for the Greens back there in about, I don't know, before I left Brisbane, and it's party politics, and not interested in what they have to say now. I can speak my own mind here in poems.
Nice.
And then tonight we're not doing that. We've got this wonderful box from Chrissy from Mount Gravatt has sent us. So I'm challenging Skye to come and read some of the female bits tonight. Not all of them, just a few. Look, and here's the scroll. Smells like paper to me. Do you want to have a read?
Sure.
It's I think it's got your name on it. Yeah, that's why she's here. I invited her just because Chrissy put her name down.
Aww. Hi, Thundercloud. Hi,
Oh.
Skye.
Hey.
Hi to all the poets at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. Love and big hugs to you all. Chrissy from Ballarat.
Yeah. So,
Thanks, Chris.
and also in here we've got this package, which is to the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame from my sister Julie from Canberra.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to open that one first. Smells like books. Smells like paper. There you
like
go.
poetry.
So the first one, yeah. Whose hands? Wow, they're pretty new books, but that one's been on a shelf for a while.
Yep.
We've got the Oxford Book of Australian Light Verse, selected by R.F. Brissenden and Philip Grundy. This was a gift to Betty, a reminder of what do you reckon that says? I don't know, a reminder of something love. What is it? Yeah, don't know. Pat and John, from Pat and John.
Nice.
Nice, lovely. Yeah, nice. We know what nice means, don't we?
Do we know what it was?
Do you know the etymology of nice?
No.
Means foolish. It comes from
Yes.
foolish. So, you know,
Yeah.
nice car. Nice. Lovely, beautiful, better words. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to ruin it for everybody. Don't say nice, because you don't want to be a nice guy. Definitely not. And then we've got The Sting in the Wattle, the University of Queensland Press, Australian satirical verse, edited by Philip Nielsen. This was published University of Queensland Press in got these new glasses, 1993. Yeah, got new graduated glasses, and Skye's got glasses too. You can see those, and she can see you better. All the better for seeing you with. Okay, here you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's for you. I'm going to, I've got one here I chose on page 69 for James Macaulay. All right, the first one. Table talk. In table talk, my father used to tell of the escaped nun kidnapped by a priest, or innocent girls in the in the confessional, closeted in the dark with some gross beast. By contrast, Anglican restraint was good. It kept religion in its proper place. What all this talk was for, I understood, only long after, but left a trace. In an unguarded moment, once I drew, deserved rebuke for letting on I had a plan of reading the whole Bible through. He thought this a quick way of going mad. On relatives, my parents were agreed. Too much association doesn't do. And doubly so with the bog Irish breed. They're likely to want something out of you. On friendship too, the doctrine was as cold. They're only making use of you, you'll find. Prudence consists in learning to withhold the natural impulse of the sharing mind. What is the wisdom that a child needs most? Ours was distrust, a coating beyond the eye. We took in daily with the mutton roast, the corned beef salad and the shepherd's pie. Table talk by James Macaulay. So that would have been written there in probably the 1950s, 60s, when they were pretty standard fare. They probably still are in Gyra.
Oh yeah.
Shepherd's pie,
Yeah.
corned beef salad, mutton roast, beautiful. Skye's a vegan. Yeah. Just because pigs don't fly in the sky. All right, what have you got for us there?
Okay, so I've got Roberta Sykes.
Oh yes, so she was I think she was Aboriginal, or she was African origin.
Okay,
Yeah, African American perhaps. Well,
So yes, a woman said to me the other day, I read one of your poems about woman. I thought it very good, but it didn't say that you were black. Now I met you and see that you are black. I wonder why you wrote the poem. Do they think we spend our whole life being black for them?
Racism's many faces. That's interesting. Yeah, that's the. Well, all racism stems from judgment.
Yeah.
And judgment. Yeah. As soon as you're judging anyone, even if you say, "Oh yeah, they're great singers," those people. You're classifying the whole race, and it's a racist concept. Yeah, judgment. Judgment is just disrespectful. Full stop. So what else we got? Let's have a look at some of these other books.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. Oh, this one's a heavy one. Oh, smells like books too. Oh, okay. Dun. There's 4 books in here. Wow, look at that. South of the Sun, Australian fairy tales for the 21st century. Oh, that could be good.
Exciting.
Stories, poetry and illustrations for grown-ups. The Australian Fairy Tale Society. Oh my God, I didn't even know there was a Fairy Tale Society. Look at that, isn't that? That's beautiful, gorgeous. And we're like this book. Oh my God. Serenity Press. 2021 it was published. South of the Sun, Australian Fairy Tales. Oh my gosh. So there must be some poems in there. I hope. Well, we won't be reading any fairy stories tonight. We'd have to find a poem in there, wouldn't we? But like, isn't it a nice book? It's got some lovely illustrations. Ooh, yeah, fantastic. And then what have you got?
Ross Gibbons.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Grown Coal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and who's that published by?
And that's published by. Oh, here. Light Books.
Oh, they do good. They do a lot of poetry. So if you're looking, Cordite books,
Cordite Books.
So when you're looking for poetry, if you look for UQ Press, Cordite Books, University of Sydney Press, UWA Press, they're all Australian poetry publishers. Magabala, they do some wonderful Indigenous stuff over there in what do you call that place? Broken. Broome near there. Broome, yeah.
Broome.
I think that's
yeah.
the place, yeah. We've got Ophelia's Codpiece.
Codpiece.
Yeah, by Jane Fenton Keane. Yeah, okay. Well, that's going to protect you, isn't it? Ophelia Cod. Oh, yeah, okay. Ophelia Codpiece. You get it?
Yeah, what?
Ophelia.
Ophelia
Codpiece, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
you're
I get it.
all right, Jane Fenton Keane. Oh, look at this. There's heaps of like little short ones in here and stuff. So, and it's a female, so you get to read that one. I get to read Ross Gibson, and then we've got Fire Stick Farming, Selected Poems, 1972 to 1990 by Mark O'Connor. Mark O'Connor appeared on the literary scene in 1973 when his first published poems won the Poetry Australia Bicentennial International Prize. He featured a feat he repeated in 1970, biennial, International Prize. Okay. And he repeated that in 75. His early poems, written when he was working on the Great Barrier Reef, drew attention to Australia's neglected tropics and caused Les Murray to dub him the man with the muses 1,000 miles long. In 77 he left Australia and spent 4 years in Europe, mainly in Italy, where he survived by minding houses and winning literary competitions. Well, that's pretty cool, eh? He returned to Australia in 1980, and since 82 has written environmental poetry about rainforests and blue mountains, Australia Centre and the top end, as well as poems about topics varied as childhood, religion and the human body. Fire Stick Farming presents a wide-ranging selection of O'Connor's work and includes 50 pages of recent poems not found in his earlier selected poems. So I might start with this, I reckon. Yeah. All right, let's go random here. And while I'm doing that, you have a look for something that you're going to read.
Codpiece.
Yeah, you're going to feel your codpiece. Does that mean I need to sit with a man spread on? Yeah. Umbrian Farm. What does this mean? I don't even know what that means. Umbrium. The umbrium. Umbria is like a part underneath, like the mushroom. Isn't it the skin bit? No, you've got they've got the stem and you've got the cap, and then it opens, it has this umbrum, which it's like a hymen. It breaks, and then you've got the gills underneath. I think, but Umbrium Farm. Well, starts with Latin. Decima terra, richest of lands. Europe, we thought, fished out choked, cleared, an older phrase of the Australian madness, yet here, so many mountains balk the farmer's greed, the Umbrian hills still hold more trees than almost any part of our cleared land. Must be a place, Umbrian. But the groves relogged each 20 years have kept no mystery, no faunas. Lover of painting, panting nymphs comes chasing well sprites through the fields. The nymphs are under potsherds hay, 12 feet of valley silk, or hang like mountain gnats in the air, where stone shows boldly through the dwarfing time. Like a starved donkey's ribs, my every step falls through 10 centuries of absent soil. Italy, ravaged land with what a wealth it loads, those 5 surrounding seas. But the wheat thickens and the vines bunched udders, here in these small hills hang the fruitfulest. Better to sing of the seminous seeds of things, the pollinous chromosomed wills greening, the curve of the planet thrusting out of their spirals, gorse yellow, spineless. Broom's perfume, the acorn, ever logged, chestnuts, melons, sharp oak, roots and shoots of the slow increasing olive harvests of Italy, farmed and loved at such a cost in blood, where slow viburnums bloom in cypress shade. So there you go. So yeah, the Umbrian Hills, as I read on, they are in Italy. All right, what do you got?
I've got Star. Jane Fenton.
Jane Fenton King, yeah.
So we've got Star. She's one size fits all kind of chick. Lime-boned skeletal, skinning their eyes to a raw optic nerve, a live white cord of lust. She squirms in their bodies like a chunky parasite, weaving in chalks of skin and tongue. They store her in a trunk of organs, embroidered membranes of fluid. There she spends her night eating spiders and strokes her soft, lean, Vaseline flesh.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Takes you to a place that you wouldn't think of.
No, of
Say
course
Star.
not. Star, yeah. Most interesting. All right, well, what have I got? I've got Ross Gibson here, Stone Grown Cold. And would you say this was by Cordite Books, published in 2015. Other books by Ross Gibson, criticism, prose. He's got 2 books there, and there's 4 books of prose as well. So, bit about him. An introduction by Pam Brown. Here we go. Gibson's fragmentary style flavours standalone single lines or short sentences to exemplify episodic thinking and the discontinuities of broken narrative. He engages culture in scraps and shards in this savvy and unique collection. Oh, it's a small font. Look, I can't even read that with my glasses on. Like, seriously, come on. Oh no, that's actually that's the publishing page. It's the first page.
Oh.
All right, yeah. Let's get into the book then. Right, Royal National Park. Night comes as a crow. Men will waste the sun. Bring qualm in on a short leash. Let a fat bird call the moon. To finish, bless the first thing. Leave alone the last. Yeah. So yeah, it's fragmentary style favours standalone single lines or short sentences to exemplify episodic thinking. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, let's get on to yeah. Look at these. They're so quite like they're just like random ideas here. These are definitely numbered 93. A ramp, a dinghy, ballast in a blanket. Could be dead body. Well, ballast in a blanket. Yeah.
What could you be a child? As you
I was gonna we're gonna go shark fishing.
Yeah.
Baby. Yeah. Here we go. 101. Here, yesterday, a child was practicing the walk of a chicken.
That's so cute.
Yeah. I know.
That's great.
Yeah. When I was 6, my mum and dad, I could do this really good rooster crow. And they was like, hey James, show us your rooster crow. All right. Like that. Yeah, well, that's my year of the rooster. So that's right.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. 102. Sauntering through the excuse
Okay.
This is it's night soil. You know what night soil is? It's shit. It's they would collect them. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
From the when they used to have a dunny man. Sauntering through the night soil lanes. Fresh figs in a bag. Generous magpies give commentary to brighten the evening. Okay. Well, see, Gyra here has dunny lanes, night soil lanes. So I see. When I looked at that, I thought, oh no, he's walking in the shit. But no, nights they have in between. Like they have the main streets, and then you got the houses, and then in the middle, you got dunny lane, where the dunny man would come.
At the back here, maybe.
Yeah, this would have been a dunny lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then over there on the other side of the street, like they've got these big lanes, and some of them are accessible, and you can go through them. And it was for the man. And you know the poem that Steve does, where he tackles the shit man and shit can man, and he drops the flame and load. Yeah. Well, that's what that's about. Yeah. All right. Have you got another one in there? Just a random short one. Random short one. There you go. That's one. Under
arrest.
Under arrest. All right.
Lord Pontius. Lord Pontius. This is what it is saying, I think.
Polonius.
Polonius?
Yeah.
Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of the dye which their investments show, but mere importers of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and house boards, pies boards, the better to beguile.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Lord Polonius,
Yeah, let's all.
Ophelia,
Is that like?
do not believe his vows, for they are broken, not of that dye which their investments show, but but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds, the better to beguile. Yeah, well, that's like a pretty tricky concept actually.
Okay.
Like you've got to actually understand what they're talking about, like the whole, Greek mythology.
Yeah.
If you don't know Greek mythology, then you're just feeling a codpiece, aren't you? You're just feeling codpieces. Just well. But anyway, I'm going to look forward to exploring that a bit more.
Yeah.
So she's Jane Fenton Keane has a rare talent of combining challenging performance and actual insightful and incisive words. Published widely in Australia and overseas, her work has attracted critical acclaim from a range of contemporary writers and reviewers. So yeah, Jane Fenton Keane. Welcome to the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame Library! Alright, what have we got next? Ooh. Do you want to do some unwrapping?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to do some unwrapping here too. We've got like 2 more to go. It's just got 1 book in it and you got the big one. Does it smell like a book? Smells like books, yeah. Ooh. Oh yes, Gwen Harwood. Yes, my favourite Tasmanian poet, born in Brisbane. Yeah, I think she was pretty sure she was born in Brisbane. But she's definitely like the most famous Tasmanian poet. Gwen Harwood selected poems. Brilliant. Oh, look, lovely, fantastic. Oh, yeah. One of the most celebrated voices in Australian poetry, was born in 1920 in Brisbane, where she trained as a pianist and organist. After a marriage in 1945, she moved to Hobart, where she lived until her death in 1995. So there. Now I believe she also worked at one of the unis down there, I think, but I'm not too sure. So yeah. So that's what have you got?
Among the gum trees, Australia
In verse?
in verse, Noel Hayes.
Cool. And
Yeah,
that's
that
what published by, looks like
Oh yeah.
to Jim and Robbie regards Noel. Oh, this was Noel's own copy that he's given to someone. Now, published for Noel Hayes by Gary Baker Writing Service, Deniliquin. Printed by Deniliquin Newspapers, and have we got a date here? This is some of the problem with what they call vanity publishing. I don't like the term vanity publishing because it's like it's sort of like, oh, I'm publishing myself because I'm so good. It's like, no, everyone's writing deserves to be read, and yeah. Oh look, I publish my own stuff too, and I'm the first to admit that my early stuff's terrible. A lot of it is crap, and some of it's alright. So we've got no date here on Noel's book, which is a pity, really.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
Out of the closet, poets in public places.
Is that like?
So it looks like.
Is it like about gays coming out, or what do you reckon? Poets in public places. Well, I don't know. To Lawrence, love and best wishes. Looks like Muriel. Wow. And this was published in 1994. The authors in here: Harry Bowers, Bet Boynton, Belinda Descent, Heather Descent, Muriel Dick, Kellyanne. I shouldn't laugh. Someone's called Dick, but you know, I'm Australian. It's like a thing that you do. You got a name called Dick. I use surname.
Surname called
Yeah, biggest dickus. Kellyanne Graham, Gabriel Grigg, Michelle Ireland, Kate Jackson, Catherine Matthews, Gillian McLeod, Ellen Mowat, Bev Sins, Mara Strunt, Yvette Stubbs, Beryl Tyson, Val Vansittart. There's only like it's mostly females in here. This is could be interesting apart from Harry Bowers at the beginning. It's always a pleasurable thing to write a foreword to a book of commonly writing as this. Poets in Public Places had its initial meeting at the West Gippsland Arts Centre in September 1990. So that's the history of that. And what else have you got there?
Benny Holland Green, War and Peace.
Whoa, War and Peace, new and selected poems by Ginninderra Press. Published in, look at all these poetry books, like people never read them on. They sit on their shelf and their spine's not even.
Not even.
Published by Ginninderra Press, 2002, ACT. I'm sure we'll get into that sooner or later. Oh, here we go. A new and selected collection by Venny Holmgreen, a poet whose work ranges from lines like well-mannered box trees to corrosive wit and rooms of remembrance with more space for more than one selfish, savage poem. War and Peace represents 25 years of writing and performing. Okay. And so there's no clearer than in the poems like Blood in the Moon. I am East Timorese, I am East Timorese, there is blood in the moon, there is blood in the moon. So, yeah. So there you go. She must be there. Oh, they're writing about that at least. Yeah. And
A Rural Woman and Her Mates. Poems by Jan Lewis.
ooh, with illustrations. Oh, that's what's lovely about Australian poets. They just put out these lovely little pamphlets everywhere. Wonderful. A rural woman and her mate. So you get these fantastic perspectives of history or of whatever, of life in Australia. What else?
Oh, it says Sometimes Gladness.
Oh,
by
Bruce Dawes books. Yeah, very, very famous Australian poet. That the Bruce Dawes Poetry Prize. He was, what do you call it? He was a lecturer up there at the University of Southern Queensland in Toowoomba for many years, and there's now a poetry prize named after him.
And the Penguin Book of Modern Australian Poetry, edited by John Tranter and Philip Mead.
Oh, this is one I haven't seen. That's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's get into these and have a bit of a read. Like Yeah, Gwen Harwood. Yeah. Woman's Love, that's one. No, that's not her song. That's I don't know what she did. All right, I've got one. I've got to get used to these glasses, seriously. Oh look, I've found a Gwen Harwood poem in this book. Claire de Lune. Well, I'm not going to take your what do you call it? Your sunshine from the sky. Yeah. Ern Malley. Now, here we go. I'm going to read some Ern Malley poems. Now, the Ern Malley affair was very interesting because there was a couple of poets. James Macaulay was, I think, the editor of Angry Penguins magazine, and these two guys made up by picking random sentences out of the newspaper, made up these poems, submitted it to Angry Penguins. Angry Penguins published it, but then James Macaulay, who ran Angry Penguins, actually got in trouble and put in jail for publishing obscene material.
Oh.
I know. Yeah. And then it came out that Ern Malley, like it was supposed to be this lost manuscript of a soldier that died or whatever, but it was just two dudes had made it up. But it's still, here we go, Ern Malley poetry. And most of it really is just shit.
It's made up.
It's made up.
Made up.
Yeah. Sonnets for Nova chord. Rise from the wrist, O kestrel. Like, what does that mean, really? Mind to a clear expanse. Perform your high dance on the clouds of ancestral duty. Hawk at the wraith of remembered emotions. Vindicate our high notions of a new and pitiless faith. Is it not without risk? In a lofty attempt, the fool makes a brisk tumble, rightly contempt, rewards the cloud-foot unwary who falls to the prairie. Part 2. Poetry, the loaves and fishes, or no less miracle, for in this deft pentacle we imprison our wishes. Though stilled to alabaster, this ichthys shall swim from the mind's disaster on the volatile hymn. If this be the norm of our serious frolic, there's no remorse. Our magical force leaves the ignorant storm on the hyperbolic. Yeah, but it's still lovely. It's lovely, but it means really not a lot.
Yeah.
But you do, I do sort of kind of get a sort of a sense of a story out of it.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. 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 Like this one. Palinode. There are ribald interventions like spurious seals upon a Chinese landscape roll, or tangents to the rainbow. We have known these declensions, have winked when Hyperion was transmuted to a troll. We dubbed it a sideshow. Now we find too late that these distractions were clues to a transposed version of our too rigid state. It is an ancient forgotten ruse and a natural diversion, wiser now, but dissident. I snap off your wrist like a stalk that entangles and make my adieu. Remember, in any event, I was a haphazard amorist, caught on the unlikely angles of an awkward arrangement. Weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awkward arrangement.
An awkward arrangement, yeah. Okay. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, Gwen
Okay, so
Harwood.
Gwen Harwood.
Yeah.
Dust to dust. I dream I stand once more in Ann Street by the old fire station. The palms, like feather dusters, move idly in stifling air. The skies dusted with gold. A football. Someone comes. I cannot speak for love. We walk in silence past all saints. The dead do rise, do live, do walk, and wear their flesh. Your exiles done. So, resume your last, rejoicing kiss. Your eyes flickered with my image stare, in wonder through my own. Round us, air turns to flame, ashes rain from the sky. A fire bell clangs and clangs. Insanely as I wake, to obsess with your name, shaping my lips, I lie, losing the dream that hangs, faded in air, I shake. Last of night away, these bright motes that define morning inside my room, hold not one grain of you.
Wow, that's a love poem. That's beautiful. What's it called?
Dust to dust.
Dust to dust. Hold not one grain of you. Yeah, okay. It's an interesting finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to a different book. That's a one where we. There you go. Rural women.
A rural woman.
And I'm going to read something. Among the gum trees. So I put on my Australian mark. Among the gum trees, Australia honouring verse. I'm going to pretend I'm speaking through my nose. Okay, what have we got? Room to move? No. Our mum and dad. Well, I love my mum and dad. They're still alive. I love them. He was there every time we needed him. He was there whenever we cried. He was there when we played as kids, and we were there when he died. He was there when we lost our mum, and we were there to help him through. And he was there to see us all grow up, then with his grandchildren too. He was there frustrated in his hospital room, and we were there to wish him well, and we were there to say goodbye to him the day he went for a spell. Our mum, she was kind and a loving lady who was always by our side, always putting family and others before herself. She was adored, far and wide. So now as we start new chapters in our lives, hopefully we'll all be like Vin and Faye. And until we all meet again, maybe in heaven someday. All right.
Alright, I've got a poem. Jan Lewis. Oh yeah, it's Jan Lewis, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's called PMT.
Oh, it must be painful.
PMT.
Mm.
I relate. I've got PMT and a handgun. Any questions?
No.
Don't be shy. Come on, turn around. Look at me squarely in the eye. My aggression's taking over. The usual placid me, no stick around. So stick around and get to know just how angry I can be. I've had the whole thing up to here. And let me get this straight. I want to get it sorted out and I'm not prepared to wait. You might as well take a seat before you disappear. I need to hear your point of view, so spit your guts right here. I'm sick to death of putting up with one-way conversations. I'm staying here until I get real communication.
Do you want a,
Oh, that's beautiful.
Do you want a Nurofen?
Oh, yeah.
What
That is
an
like-
ice pack?
That. A hot pack.
Hot pack? I don't know.
Two.
A hot bath?
And a hot bath.
Yeah. Right. Mhm.
Oh, that was
Oh, I'm
good.
glad you can relate to that.
Oh my
'cause-
gosh, I can relate to
Yeah, I haven't got a clue. War and Peace. This is, that's this one here. I'm going to read this one, yeah. All right, at Broke Inlet. Not much remember to that weekend. Learning how to pitch a tent. Walked 10 miles with a heavy backpack. Blistered feet, aching shoulders. Banksia trees. Billy tea. Sing-song around the fire. But mostly that someone high up there very slowly trailed a fine star sequin shawl across the velvet blackness of the sky. Lovely. Yeah, you could be there, eh? Yeah. All right.
Okay, a poem out of the closet. Poets in public places. Now we've got Julian McLeonard, and it's called Bogon Poem. Very close to where I was born.
Bogon High Plains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am caressed by the grey shadows of clouds which move over your mountains and melt smoothly into valleys, moulding your spurs and ridges with the silent fingers of my mind.
Ooh, like makes me all gooey. This is, I am caressed by the grey shadows of clouds which move over your mountains and melt smoothly into valleys, moulding your spurs and ridges with the silent fingers of my mind. Wow, that's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, that's really lovely. Wow. So we're really lucky that to be able to find this stuff and just like randomly like pick out a poem, and then people have written and that probably hasn't been read for years, that poem.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're sharing it with the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they get to hear someone's beautiful piece of writing. Yeah. Here we go. There's one called Anthropocentric. Our eyes look into my eyes, and I note in some surprise, before it flies into the night, that our eyes look like the eyes I see when looking in the mirror. And I wonder, is the owl also surprised to find that my eyes resemble its eyes? Till I recall that owls don't look in mirrors at themselves. Yeah. Yeah. It is, isn't it? Well, here we go. Bruce Dorr, Sometimes Gladness by Bruce Dorr. I reckon there must be a poem in here called Sometimes Gladness. It's like on the front page. It's right there, see?
Oh, there you go.
This is the first one. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But there's not even any contents in. Oh, here it is. Oh. Where's Sometimes Gladness? We don't know. We must be the front one. Must be. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's so many poems in here. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's start with this one here. Sometimes gladness crooks me like an arm. Adro te or, some more crazy him. Scrambling like a monkey up a rope to bang for hours in my soul's swung bell, that I was born and blessed with the broad thumb of sheer stupidity and doused unknowing. In such certainty I only need to run my tongue across my lips to taste the salt of immersion. Down the aisle come all my years, none altogether miserable, none without the savaging grace of some mistake that bent me into the sly human shape I recognise. Day labourer, slouching at the 9th hour to pick up a quick penny o' ordinary holiness of people shining out against the blurred raredos of their dreams. I never knew a friend who did not leave me the richer for knowing. Pour them on. I wait the friends I've yet to meet who crowd like seasons, apt, amenable beyond the familiar ambiguity of the hill. Along each vein like air bubbles children run, and when the heart bursts suddenly or descends in swooning spiral to the lonesome ground, and the grasses with their dry blank commentary are all the cushion one can choose. Who knows but what some last galvanic impulse will upraise the arm or squeeze the throat to whisper while it can. There is nothing in life as beautiful as life. Okay, Sometimes Gladness by Bruce Jaw. This is collected poems from 1954 to 1997, the 5th edition. So he must have just kept writing and adding a few more and a few more and a few more and a few more and a few more. Wowie. Here we go. Here's one that rhymes. A proper poem, not that 3-verse garbage. No, it's not garbage. It's great. Okay, you do it. You write that 3-verse stuff.
What?
You write that 3-verse stuff, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Doesn't, yeah. The wholly innocent. I never walked abroad in air, I never saw the sky, nor knew the sovereign touch of care, nor looked into an eye. I never chose, nor gave assent, nor voted on my fate. Unseen I came, unseen I went, too early and too late. This was my only lifeline trust, as absolute as blood, now down into the bucket thrust. Oh, anonymous as mud. It's an anti-abortion poem, or it's an abortion poem. Oh, you within whose godlike power it lies to so decide. Remember me when some late hour talk turns to genocide. For I was part of that doomed race whose death cell was the womb, but who can clear a bloody space and call it living room. I never had a name or cried that central cry, I am, but in a worldwide shambles died defenceless as a lamb. And many called it self-defense, and many ZPG, and all was done at my expense, at the total cost of me. Remember me the next time you rejoice at sun or star. I would have loved to see them too. I never got that far. It's a right to life poem.
Wow.
So, that was written, I don't know when, because that was about the middle of his book, or close to the middle of his book, so probably would have been written back whenever he was feeling that way, and he was, old and probably a bit conservative. And
I wonder if someone close to him.
Someone, maybe, who knows, eh? All right. Everybody's got their opinion, and some of us put it into poetry. It's better than just anyway. Right. Nice. You said that word again.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, it's literally.
Well,
Well, take it literally.
True.
So we're done here. I don't know what your opinions are, and it doesn't we keep our opinions to ourselves. People, as far as I see, people are allowed to do what they want.
That's right. Depends on the circumstance.
Each person, each one. Yeah, what do we got here now? Last one. You know what it smells like.
Books.
Yeah.
Poetry, I hope.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Adam Lindsay Gordon, he was fantastic. Kenneth Slessor, selected poems, and another Kenneth Slessor. So they are the A&R, Angus and Robertson Modern Classics. Now, one thing I really, really, really got to hand it to Angus and Robertson Publishers for publishing so much Australian poetry.
Yeah.
But only the good stuff. Only the good stuff.
That's good. That's what we want.
I suppose. Well, a lot of people didn't get a chance to be good, did they? No, yeah, really. So we've got Adam Lindsay Gordon, a couple of Kenneth Slessor, and we've got one more here. Oh, here we go. That's for you. You can do that. You can do the honours. You chuck the box down. What do we got? Oh, Les Murray, A Life in Progress, and
The First Sunrise, Australian Aboriginal Myths in Paintings by Ainsley Roberts, with text by Charles P. Mountford.
Wow, that looks like a pretty beautiful book, but then hey, I'm just judging it by its cover.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
You
doesn't
can have a
it?
look.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to see the pictures. I want to see the pictures. I don't care about the poetry. Yeah, look at that. Oh,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that. Don't show them. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool actually. Yeah, look at that. We will share it with you. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look at that. That's great. So, what an absolutely beautiful book. And you've got Les Murray's book.
Les Murray.
What's in his mouth?
A pen.
A pen, of course. Yeah.
Les.
Where else would you stick your pen when you think of it? On your ear.
Or in your hair.
Yeah, that too. Wow. You've really got to see this book. You need to get here and see the Australian Poetry Library and Archive because it's got lots of good books there.
Yeah.
All right. So, are there poems in there? Or is that more like
This is more like
one of his novel kind of things?
yeah,
Life in Progress. Oh, okay. So it's a biography by. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, we won't be reading out of that tonight, but we probably won't be reading out of this one either. But I'm going to go and grab Kenneth Slessor by the book. And you can have Adam Lindsay Gordon. Go on, he's lovely. He's nice and they'll be all rhymey and easy to remember and stuff. Kenneth Slessor, selected poems. This one here is, it's part of the old play. Bird, this is part 9 of the old play. A bird sang in the jaws of night like a star lost in space. Oh, dauntless molecule to smite with joy that giant face. I heard you mock the lonely air, the bitter dark with song, walking again the old despair that had been dead so long, that had been covered up with clay and never talked about, so none with bony claws could say they dig my coffin out. But you, with music clear and brave, have shamed the buried thing. It rises dripping from the grave and tries in vain to sing. Oh, could the bleeding mouth reply, the broken flesh but moan, the tongues of skeletons would cry, and death push back his stone. Nice, interesting, lovely. I like it's just got a nice, my voice works with that one. X, number 10.
Yeah.
My strings I break, my beast I beat, the immemorial tears I repeat, but Belli yawning in the pit is not at all impressed by it. Fresh lacrimations to endure, he champs a gilded confiture. The song was stale 5 acts ago. Besides, it isn't life, you know. What have you got there?
To a Proud Beauty by Adam Lindsay Gordon. A Valentine.
Oh, it's like a Valentine's one, is it?
Yeah. Through, oh sorry, to a proud beauty. Though I have loved you well, I ween, and you, too, fancied me. Your heart hath to divided been, a constant heart to be, and like the gay and youthful knight who loved and rode away, your fleeting fancy takes a flight with every fleeting day. So let it be as you propose, though hard the struggle be, 'tis fitter far that goodness knows. Since we cannot agree, let's quarrel once for all, my sweet. Forget the past, and then I'll kiss each pretty girl I meet, while you'll flirt with the men. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, whatever.
There's a proud beauty.
To a proud beauty.
Wow. Well, so it's about like, yeah, all right, okay. So yeah, let's like you go and flirt. I'll go and flirt and yeah, see you later. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Righto.
Is that hard for a relationship? Or something? I don't know.
No, not a lot of hope for that relationship, I don't think. Yeah. Oh well. So I've gone from that Kenneth Slessor. I got to another Kenneth Slessor selected poems, and the difference between this one and this one is the cover. This one was published in. Ooh, it's interesting. 44, reprinted in 86 3 times. So, and then this one, Illawarra Books and Records. What's unique about Slessor's poems? It's Angus and Robinson. Oh, this is the 1988 version. So it's the same version, but just like a few years later. Yeah, with a new cover. Well, I'll read out of this one now. Okay. Advice to psychologists. You spies that pierce the mind with trenches, feasting your eyes through private pains, who, not content with heavenly stenches, insist on taking up the drains. For you, I've only 2 suggestions, who prowl with torches in this bog. Small good you'll get from asking questions. Walk on your nostrils like a dog. Yeah. Advice to psychologists, psychologists, yeah. Crow country. Gutted of station, noise alone, the crow's voice trembles down the sky, as if this nitrous flange of stone wet suddenly with such a cry, as if the rock found lips to sigh, the riven earth a mouth to moan, but we that hear them stumbling by confuse their torments with our own. Over the huge abraded rind, crow country's grate with dung we go, past gullies that no longer flow and wells that nobody can find, lashed by the screaming of the crow, stabbed by the needles of the mind. Well, at least it's got rhyme and it's got form to it. Like, yeah. Good o. We're pretty much finished for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. We have to say goodbye. Thank you, yeah, Chrissy from Ballarat and a sister from Canberra. What was her name? Jenny? Julie? Julie. I don't know. It's on one of these pieces of paper. Julie, yeah, you've got it. Julie and Chrissy, thank you very much. We're here on Chillin Tuesday. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure and leave a comment too. Yeah. And thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for Wednesday Words. Here. Yeah, or there. Over there. Yeah. See you later.